music. Oh. Oh, turn myself up because last time I did a stream I was too quiet. Anywho, I am here. I think for there I am. I don't know. Anywho, hello all. It is me, your boy Shabingus, and we are coming at you at a special stream and potentially video on YouTube for Christmas Eve. So hopefully wishing you guys all a Merry Christmas and a good New Year. For those who are still working, I salute you. I had to today. It was not fun. I wish you just have like the days lead up to Christmas and Christmas off. But anywho, Canada Post is back up and running, so things are getting shipped out. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming in, hence why we're doing the backlog today. I have free time. The Fox Dancer I've been working on, if you haven't checked her out, I'll be posting a update, unless I already did, post an updated photo on Twitter. Check up on there, but she's going to be done this weekend. Letting her dry on the base that I'm making for her. But anyways, so that's basically done. So in the meantime, as I'm waiting for that, and I can't really start anything because it's Christmas tomorrow, I decided let's just hit my backlog of conquest models and build them up. Get them magnetized and ready for the new army case I'm going to be getting for them, which is going to be magnetized. That, or get tin and like a cookie sheet tray and put it into the trays I already have. So anywho, enough with the jibber jabber. Let's get right into it. We got a cool model we want to work on today, which including 2 model stuff I have videos saved that I'll be releasing after Christmas. The Predator on mount for Wadroon and the Crucible of Fire or whatever, the City States versus Sorcerer Kings campaign, which if you guys are into the living world stuff that Conquest does, which if you don't know what that is, Conquest is a living world game, so the players in the tournaments will affect the tournaments will affect the rules. The players and buying and fans will change the lore, which then what makes the armies. So that's a little TLDR what I'm talking about. So this newest one that just ended / is going is the Sorcerer Kings versus City States, so Greeks versus Middle East / India, that sort of area, Africa area. It's kind of, they're like a mishmash of different cultures. But that one, I got a box set on that, and the story just started on their Living World page, so you can vote how the story's going to go. The newest one being the Nords versus, it looks like Old Dominion. I think it's either Old Dominion or Spire the Nords are fighting. And they come with some cool, unique, specific models, so there's that. So anyways, keep an eye out on that on my YouTube page down below for those videos. But yeah, let's get right into it. Please let me know down below if the music is too loud for my my voice. I'm still trying to get the right volume pitch. But anyways, let's get right into it. Whoop. Christmas. I'm going to try turning it down just a little. There we go. There we go. Alright, I'm turning on the camera. Please forgive anything you see. Okie dokie. Camera is on. It is kind of wonky right now just because I do have... my tripod is broken. So the... whatchamacallit, the part that lets it rotate horizontally is busted. So there is that. So it may swing from time to time. But anywho, we are here. Hopefully you don't see my pasty legs. Anywho. Let's get right into it. So the model that I am talking about, which we are going to start with today, is this guy right here. See if I can get him in focus for you guys. Ooh, there he is. The Jotnar Cedar, or succeeded. I don't know if the boxes are different depending on what version you buy, or if this is the actual main box. But he does, as it says, make the version. This is the guy that you want if you want to play an all giants army. You buy him, buy the 3D print or find plastic card to make a large monster base, and you can run like the Sons of Behemoth or whatever the giants are called in Age of Sigmar, and you have an army. So I'm going to be building him up as the let's see if there's a version of him. Building him up with the spear here, and with this head, spear being held up with the depending on his body size, the Talos shield that I have a spare of, and you'll have his helmet, or at least I'll have the Talos helmet under this arm, so that way I can use him as this guy and as another Talos, so double whammy. So we're just going to open this up. I have yet opened this, I just removed the plastic. So we have the instruction manual, which looks, just bap. The body looks like it's the same no matter what, and then it's just the head and the weapons depending on how you want to build him. So a little bit of green stuffing, super glue, gap filling, but it's going to be interesting. So we got that, and as you can see, we have the different weapon choices. There's the axe head, the spear. Might do the axe head. The axe head is kind of cool. Hair and head pieces for depending on what version you make. The helmet. We have rocks and arms. The head for the base. More hair. Legs. And it looks like body. And of course, the giant fuck off base that comes on, and I got spare cards. Cool. That has been a thing going on recently from what I've seen on the Reddit. All the newer stuff around this guy's time of being made in packed. And others, again, it's Christmas time. Fully understandable why that would happen. Those people are working their hardest to pack your models up for you. So you can give them a little bit of credit. So, I got double cards, which isn't bad, because I can just give this card to a friend who's playing Nords, and I'll keep these two cards. If you guys want to see what the... Oh. What's going on? Why are you refreshing? Give me one. Uno momento, por favor. That's in. Alright, I think just a loose power cord made it flicker. Anywho. What I was saying. Oh yeah, I'm going to give that card to somebody else who plays. And then if you guys want to see their stats, I'll zoom in here. Again, I'm running on manual focusing, so try my best to get these QR codes in focus and in the light. There we go. So if you want to see their stats and stuff, feel free to do that. It's free, so I'm not going to get in trouble if I show off their data cards. Anywho, let's get right to this. First off, we can remove that, put that to the side, and we'll get to stage uno. You do have some water. This is, again, because this is a resin model. Again, because this is a resin model, we're going to have to wash stuff off. That's fine. Just do this, that. And I have my water cup to the side. It's the Paganico water mug. I just have some water with a little bit of dish soap in it, and I just kind of dip it in there, let it dry off. I find that the Conquest stuff isn't that bad for mold release being left on it. You only really need to wash it if one you really like. If it's a heavy item and it really needs to be solid, I would wash it no matter what. But I find with the Parabellum stuff, the if I don't feel it like it's dusty or super like oily, I find that I can just build it right away. This guy is a little heavier, so I'm gonna wipe off his butt area. And if you clean it off properly, it should feel like a little bit of grip to it, like rubbery resin grip, and it should be matte. So I find the Games Workshop stuff used to be really bad, and some of the older Warlord Games resin, or not resin, metal. I find the Games Workshop Warlord metal I always have to wash off. So anywho, so that's drying. We also need a brick for this. Here we go. Here's the brick. We need the brick for the base. So we're going to do that. I do also have, it is Christmas literally tomorrow, so I don't expect any messages in the meantime until probably next week or Friday. But I do have some gifts being made. I have an art piece being made for as a surprise for a person on that I follow. You know, fan art, a little bit of me, a little bit of mine, a little bit of theirs. And then I have some models I want to get printed for my friends they both hopped in, the mad lads that they are. I bought the Christmas giant boxes, which right now, if you guys are interested in Conquest, you know, see tabletop play the game, highly recommend watching their videos. The Parabellum web stores, as far as where I live, is still the cheapest way to buy their models, which is sad because I'd rather buy at a local game store because, you know, it's there, you gotta play in the store. I like talking to the people, and, you know, no shipping fees and stuff, and, you know, import fees and conversion rates. It's just already done for you and usually cheaper than conversion rate, or equal to. But anyways, it is cheaper to go online. So if you guys want to get into it, they got a lot of really good armies bundles, and just like Warlord Games, and even actually better than Warlord Games, all the bundles they make that are armies for either First Blood, their Age of Sigmar version, or Last Argument of King, which is their fantasy rank and flank. All the armies that they have, you will want to play at some point, and they are models that you will break apart to play in a different army once the lore and once the rules change and stuff. So it's definitely high value to get. They have a sale going on right now. You'll get a free gift if you spend over like $130 American or something like that. And same with free shipping. And they ship worldwide. And surprisingly, even with the strikes, my one friend who bought their big like 2,000 point army bundle got their bundle. They're in like within the week that they ordered. So it is very quick. And that's coming from like Greece. So highly recommend it right now to get it. It's on everything. There's a sale going till I believe next till the 1st or after New Year's, one of the two. Excuse me. So I'm not gonna build this rock exactly yet because I gotta figure out how the legs sit on this. So this kind of just loosely goes on here too. Alright, so we're gonna build the legs. Legs. Whoop. Get my clippers. Use some old Citadel clippers that I have for my resin stuff. So I got some really nice plastic cutters that I do not want to rack on metal and resin. If it's really soft resin or really thin, and I just need like a quick little snip, I will. But on models like this, I will not. Same with the knife. This knife is a thicker blade. Like the body is thicker, so it can withstand the pressure of being pushed against and rubbed against with a thicker material. Whereas the other X-Acto knife I have is a lot thinner, but it has a really sharp blade on it, and it just glides across plastic, just like boop, and it's like mold line removed. So with these resin models, I find you will not run into a problem on mold lines, not very often. If anything, you'll run into flash. Flash is just, for those who don't know, is a thin membrane that can form on models. So how a resin model is made, it's basically, think an ice cube tray, but in the shape of this. And there's one layer that goes across on the bottom. So like this part of the calf is the bottom part. And then there's a top layer, which has this part of the calf. And it's held together by either pins, magnets, weight, what have you. And it's a circle, usually a disc or something. Modern day stuff is make them more like veins that like shoot out, and they're digitally cut into the thing to be multi-purpose, reusable. And the epoxy, resin, whatever you want material you want to use, you can use basically anything as long as it's chemical reactive. Gets poured into the vein, it spreads into the mold, just like you pouring water into the ice cube tray. It's spun, so it makes sure to get the resin in all the little crevices, while also being vacuumed so that all the air bubbles get out. And after about a minute of spinning, the resin has cured enough that they pop it out, and you get pieces like this. And that's how a resin model is made. And from that, if the gaps from wear and tear of constantly making models, you can have little gaps where that resin can splatter out from when it spins, centrifugal force and what have you, and it can land into pieces right like here. So you could have a little thin membrane that goes from across here to here, and all you have to do is just with a little hobby knife go cut. It doesn't destroy any detail, it's there. If I run into some, I'll show you guys if I remember. But so far, it's looking fine. So, it's just a mold. Hold on. Oh yeah, here you have some mold. So here you go. You got a little bit of flash right there. I'll find a better piece. That was thin. So this kind of has a mold line on it. Now, if some reason you do see a mold line on your model, two things could have happened. One, you got a version of it where the mold is getting old, so there's cracks happening, or it's deliberate. And I would double check if you have I don't know if you can see it on mine, but on here, as you can, like here, where the tip of my blade's showing, I have a pretty decent one here. So I don't know if that's actually supposed to be there on purpose, or if I have an actual defect. So that's something I would look on the website to see if they have or if other people painted the model and have it altered the body. I would check for a all-around picture to see if that is supposed to be there. I'm assuming it's not, just because I can easily kind of just file it away. In that instance, if you don't want it to be there, across the lettering here, you're kind of fucked. But in the parts where it's just skin, I would probably come in here with wet sandpaper or a wet sanding stick and hit it. And the reason why I say wet is because this is legit resin. It's not Games Workshop cheese resin. This stuff will give you cancer and stuff potentially if you inhale it or too much. So a wet sanding paper will help keep it down or thick, clump up, easier to clean, doesn't go into the air, or wear a respirator with, you know, open window, and then just use a vacuum to clean up the mess. Don't blow on it. Yeah. I already don't care much about my life, and I've probably already inhaled enough chemicals to make a person scream. So, and then, you know, make a smoker look bad. Or I guess look good in this instance. Either way. So we're just gonna get this. I don't know if I just got super lucky, but this super glue from Army Painter has been the best super glue I've used. It's like a weird mix of, like, if I leave it open slightly for a bit, it turns into like a thick super glue. If I keep it sealed and like clean, it turns into like a thin super glue. Yeah, I've used just droplets on heavy models and it's held. Like it's lasted this long. I bought this like in the middle of the year, and I've been building models and like gap filling with this. So I should have ran out like 2 months ago. So if that's not a testament to Army Painter super glue, I don't know what is. I thought it would be really shitty. This is not from a starter set. This was like separate bought, so there's also that. There's gaps in the legs, but who's going to be looking underneath there after it's painted? Ah. Get in there. There we go. Just hold it together with a little bit of tension. If there's gaps, it doesn't matter. We can go in there with the super glue, fill them for quick little tiny gaps, or use, if you have some sort of putty, you can do it. But there you go. Here's the little gaps. So I'm just going to go in, because this is the thing that holds up the body, I am going to go in here with a little bit of super glue and just boop, let it flow into the cracks. Just let it naturally flow. Kind of tilted a build. If you have like a little air compressor, or if your paintbrush or your airbrush is cleaned out, you can use a little tiny bit of pressure to kind of like blow it. You know, make sure your eyes are, you're far away from it, or you have eye pro on, because if that super glue gets in your eye or your mouth, you're fucked. So just like any super glue or gluing chemical. But we're gonna be quick because we're on stream. We're just gonna boop boop. There we go. And now we're gonna use the body for this to kind of, you know, figure out where everything goes. Where does everything go on this? Okay, so this is the back. So we're gonna stick right there. Very good. Nice even swirl, like a cinnamon bun. And we're going to just reposition this again. There we go. Bam. And it doesn't matter if it goes over a little bit of the base ring, because if it does, unless you're playing First Blood, which even then it shouldn't carry that much unless you go over a little, or like a lot. The base sits flush with the movement tray. So you can actually use the movement tray. Oh, you bastard. Dry. You can use the movement tray as part of the basing. There we go. So he'll go like that. So then this little piece, if I can grip it, is supposed to go under his feet, like that. So it's like he's stepping off of it. I see. I see. There you go. Dry, you bitch. It's too concave. There we go. There's a little lip here, so when I push down on it, it flexes and it's not pushing against. So, there we go. There we go. Base Base done. We can move that to the side now. Base not needed anymore. Okay, now onto the arm. This is where we get our first sort of option swap. So if you want the Nord's version, you're going to go with the axe. If you want the and if you want the city-states version, you're going to go with this. It looks like, though, you can build actually both arms, both hands. So if you magnetize, you can magnetize with both hands. So there's that to keep in mind. You can have them for both. So we're going to have arms. Arms, legs, useless. Just make sure I find the right one. He has his helmet here. So that's actually pretty good for us. Because you have the helmet under this arm, which is holding onto the shield. So that's pretty decent. Or we can have him with the helmet on, holding the shield without the helmet underneath. So I think that might actually be the way to go. That might be the way to go. But anyways, we need the arms for this. So this is the arm we're going to keep, because that goes right there. Is there a way we could position this? Oh, it looks like it's small posed. Unless I have it like this, and then the spear in front of him. I could do it that way. Let's just clear this off and see which direction I can put this. Alright, so he goes like that. If I had a saw, I could cut it and make it more straight. But I think we'll have to do it this way and then have the spear in front of him. Because he's holding it up this. We could. See how the shield arm looks on him. Shield arm. Actually not a bad fit. I just gotta trim that part, but it would work. Or I trim off this part. I think I might trim off that part. Because the hand goes in like that. Goes like that. It's like him picking up his shield. Getting ready to go. Or, hear me out. Hear me out. Boys. Boys. Holding the spear like he's gonna swing with it, like he's stabbing. And then you have the shield like that, like he's defending. Fellas. Fellas, we may have figured this out. And we give him a cool axe head. Okay, I think we figured this out. The major problem is this hand. Now, we don't have to worry about wrecking this hand because we have other hands we can take from. But getting this hand off is going to be the biggest pain in the ass. So, got my bag of spare bits. We're just going to put the arm we're not using in there. And we're going to clean off this arm to get it posed ready. Oh yeah, so let's talk about flash. Let me zoom in here. Ooh. Oh. So yeah, so if you look in this part right here, where my knife is, this part right here, that stuff that just flew off, that's flash. This stuff that I'm scraping, that's what flash is. There's some right here on the side too. But anyways, zoom out. I said zoom out. Actually zoom in because you guys can watch me cut some bitches. And bitches I mean model. So because we know how this arm is going to be going on anyways, let's just glue it on so it can dry. There you go. Ow. This model is spiky. Just as a warning. If you're going to be building it yourself, it is very spiky. Though it is not stabbing to your skin spiky, it's just walking on Lego spiky. Like it just bumps the skin. Okay, so how are we going to cut you? I think we're going to cut. Again, the joys of doing it this way is if I fuck up this arm, that's no big mess on my part. I can just build it the other way. Now if I would have built this arm with the weapon on it attached already, then I'd be kind of fucked because I'd determined I was going to go this way. But not so much. Again, also doing stuff like this with resin, highly recommend you have ventilation in a mask. So, yeah, that'll work. I can trim a bit more of the bicep, but that'll work if I go this way. I'm gonna cut into it. Another reason why I use this clipper is because I can take big chunks out of resin and it doesn't matter. Got a little more rounder, so we can actually kind of see where this is going. I think I kind of got it. Okay, I see. So you also have to have it naturally line up. So I'm going to have to shave right here. So we're going to just be carefully, slowly but surely shaving this down. Go. There we go, got it. So this way it looks like he's getting his axe ready or he's using it to climb or what have you. So we're going to super glue it into place and then we can fill it. could also sand it too once we're done. We're gonna need accelerator. We're gonna need the cheat glue. There we go. Accelerator is just super glue cheap. Then we can cut out this part here, which is usually used on the Promethean or the Talos, to line it up, because it's like, whew, his arms and stuff are all mechanical. So he has gears and stuff that makes up his arms, so they have to be kind of lined up properly. Come on. There we go. Shaving this off screen because I need the leverage. There we go. And this is going to be nice to help fill some of the gaps that are like showing as armor. So we can just boop boop. You could also heat this up. I would probably recommend doing that. Getting hot water to heat up these arms to bend them into place so it's more natural. But I am not the smart. So excuse me. Now two things I would say about accelerator glue and super glue to watch out for is one, accelerator glue that's dried, accelerator super glue that's dried, is more brittle than regular like super glue that's just dries normally. So only really use it as a holder, and then go back with super glue once it's done and just apply an actual like layer over it, just so it's stronger. The other thing is, depending on your skin's tolerance to chemicals, you might want to wear gloves while using accelerator spray, because it rapidly cures the super glue by heating it up. The chemical reaction to harden will speed it up, which makes it heat up, and you can get chemical burns from with super glue on your skin. It's just kind of like water and putting water on somebody and using salt or ice and salt on somebody's skin. Same idea, but a lot worse. So you basically have the arms lined up. Now we're going to get to removing this. It's kind of already in the same pose as it was going to be anyways, which kind of sucks, but the arm looks cooler, at least. It looks more city-states, and that's what I wanted. So as I'm cutting this hand off, I can say why I'm doing this, besides the obvious, like, oh, that actually works better. Okay. Why I'm doing this. In my lore, the city-states that I play was a faction that during the initial, like, sort of like, you know, the god of humans has gone crazy, and the city-states has gone into hiding, what have you, and now, after so many years, they're coming back out to the world, and their god's starting to go insane, like, they're split off of it. So, what have you, so my side was kind of like, yeah, I know these giants and stuff, and other things. They're going crazy. We got to protect our knowledge. Let's go out somewhere where they can't reach us. No one has heard anything from the north. Not even some other things in like Old Dominion go out there, so we're safe. And so they head out there on an expedition. That's where my like First Blood army started. And they end up running into a Nord's tribe. Just answering a message. Plans for Crimbus tomorrow. My foot's asleep. Anyways, that's my brain for you. Anyways, so they meet up this group, and they think they're gonna fight. They have a little scuffle, and then in the end, they're like, "Hey, we're one of the more knowledgeable tribes. You know, we like knowledge and stuff." And City State's like, "Hey, we know about that. The thing that you're on a quest for." And they work together, find the thing, you know, fight off some Old Dominion to claim a land for themselves. And the Polemarch ends up finding a lady, a Valkyrie, that you know, is with the Nord tribe. They end up getting married, and thus this city-states Nord clash of cultures turns into a army. So on my stuff, a lot of them are, especially the newer models I have because I have bits, are kit bashed. So you'll see my like, Huskarls will have city-state shields and swords, or my city-states like spear guys will have Valkyrie spears and shields. Heads will be swapped here and there. My Minotaurs have a leader that is a were Minotaur. So, yeah. Shields cleaned off. Now we get to the spear part. So yeah, that's kind of like where this comes from. I want this guy to be my overall... Since I heard him announced, I wanted him to be my overall leader dude. So... He's like the guy who... If they can't figure out what to do, if the Nord's side of things want to do a thing, but like it contradicts city-states and vice versa, they'll go to this guy, and he's their kind of like talker. So he's not going to really fight as much. He's just going to be a model I have, and if he does fight, you know shit's gone down. And if he gets injured, he'll run away. Thus him, you know, getting injured enough, he'll run away. But yeah. Trim this guy's hand, or arm, what have you, so I can reposition. Oop. What's going on? Where's my music? Ah, some funky music. There we go. Music fixed. And we just gotta fix his wrist, so it's not pegged. That way we can have free rotation. So his shield arm is more natural. Arms, hands, useless. Anyone's watched Invader Zim, that's a reference. Come on, just dry. Dry, you fool. Come on, there we go. The wrist is attached. Well, the hand's attached. Let's give him a wrist. There we go. I like to use accelerators around these parts because if I hit it as soon as I put it on, it'll dry where it is, and it'll add as like a thick layer, or I can use it as gap filler, you know, parts to make the wrist. If I would have let the glue naturally sit, it would be a stronger bond, but it would seep in, and I would have to do multiple layers over a long period of time to build up that space. So I did the first layer on the inside without the accelerator spray to let it dry and harden, and then I did the outer layer to make the shape, and then use the accelerator spray. It's like my trailer park trash gap filler. And then, yeah, shield time. Now we can do the shield so it's like this, which would look cool. Or we can do it the Telos way, which is this. Seeing as the Telos wear it that way, and this is basically just one of their shields that he's borrowed, or, you know, he was gifted. I'm going to do it that way. We just got to cut some of these spikes down is all. There we go. Worse arm than me. Okay, dokie. So yeah, we're gonna kind of do it this way. Just gonna super glue across the arm, which you definitely don't want on yourself. Don't super glue across your arm. That's bad. Okay. And then if you had green stuff and things like that, you could go in here once it's dried and yeah, go in here once it's dried and attach straps. Ah, fuck, I got super glue on me. Fuck. Fuck. I've been betrayed by my super glue bottle. It has exploded. One second as I purge my hand of super glue. Ancient technique. There we go. You're not truly built a model until you've super glued. There's more until you've had it where there's more super glue on your hands than there is on the model. There you go. Now we'll zoom out. There you go. Oh, oh, oh. Zoom back in. There we go. Yeah. So those can go to the trash. Now we want the spear or the axe. Probably the axe. The axe looks cool. The axe does look cool. There's the spear that we could put on here too. Or I could make the spear and sell it to somebody. I think that's what I'll do. The spear goes in like that. So I'll save this spear for the next giant I get, and I'll put it on him. So put it into the giant spit bag. If I could get the shield on the other arm, if I had the Telos arm where he's wearing the shield, then I could do this spear on the other arm. But we don't, so we're just gonna do it this way. Careful, there's a sprue on the spikes. So we want to be careful not to break that. Go. Clean off all that flash. Be careful in here too when you're cleaning the flash. There's teeth, like spikes of frost. So carefully don't actually push too hard and cut one of those icicles out, or stab yourself with them. There we go. Now for the spear. Boop. I think we're fine. There we go. Just smooth that out a bit. Just drop the super glue. And in it goes. Oh yeah. I just hold it here. Don't need to use accelerator spray on this. Less you can use, the better, because it is a chemical that you're just spritzing into the air. So if I don't need to use it, I'd rather not. There you go. I also like the building side of it is my favorite aspect of the hobby, so the longer I take, if it's longer, like if it's simple to build but I take longer, it's better. But if it's longer because there's so many tiny little pieces and little intricate whatever steps that you have to do in between, and you know, like have a third arm holding another piece here while doing the hokey pokey and building an engine compartment in a separate area because the pin on the engine holds the whole body part together. It's like, yeah, no. Not something like this, where it's like 7 pieces to build this guy. Yeah, I'm willing to take a little bit longer to hold the axe head on this staff. Anywho, and he's gonna be like this. So, yeah, boy. Hell yeah. I like this plan already. Little security, I'm gonna have it so it's touching the his cape. I'm gonna have to actually use accelerator on this part. Don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. There we go. Look at that. Hell yeah, my dude. My Deuteronomies. We're just gonna, without touching the nozzle to the model, because it's still got accelerator spray on it, we're just going to let the super glue flow. Touch the nozzle to accelerator spray, it'll dry the nozzle close, so yeah. There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, my gamers! Now the rest of the steps, we just follow the box as normal. Just gotta drop more super glue on my fingertips. There we go. It's annoying when you can't feel what you're touching. You just know you're touching something. Alright, that goes to the side. Now once it's glued to the base, which I will not, because for airbrushing it'll be easier to, actually it might be easier to, oh, My camera overheated. Only in an hour, huh? Must be warmer in my room than I thought. So we're just gonna let the camera cool. Won't take too long. Turn that off. It does this from time to time. Some days when it's nice and cool in here, especially if I have like the fan running, it will. Where's the capture card? There it is. There we go. Enjoy that. Enjoy that picture. Yeah. If I have the fan running and stuff, it doesn't overheat. So airflow is a bitch. So just let it cool down. Put it in the window. I don't recommend doing this with your really expensive cameras. You know, humidity and stuff, moisture inside. But this is a streaming camera. It is older. Unless you're into man feet, you're not missing much. Now let me go. Put this in the window. Yeah. Cheater box. Ow. I pay for my hubris and pain. Probably close my lens. Ow. There we go. I have the camera on the window, getting air dried, or air cooled. It'll be ready in like 10 minutes or so. Like 2 minutes. Doesn't need to take that long to cool down, especially in the winter. But when we do come back with the camera, you'll see that he is sitting on the desk. And all that's left to do is the head, actually. And then when we're done the head, we'll vacuum up the desk. We'll go get more water. Probably put another little piece of terrain on his base. And then we'll get to building some 100 Kingdoms. That or Nords. Or city-states. I got a bunch of those shield guys to build. Okay. That's his helmet. So you could build him without his helmet on. If you wanted to. I like that. All the giants I've built that have helmets, they've made it so that you can build it without the helmet on. So you have you can do whatever you want with the helmet. For those who might be joining and you notice that you're just looking at a screen while I talk, the camera that I use to show in high detail what I'm doing is currently cooling down at the moment. It should be almost done here in like a second, and we'll get back to showing you what I've been doing. Right now, I am just cleaning off the helmet of Flash and mold lines and stuff. Not really any mold lines, it's just the flash that's the major problem. Little spikes usually get a lot of it. Thin pieces around thick pieces, the gaps don't fill as well. So, which isn't a bad thing for model designers, because flash can also help sometimes be a stable support for spikes as it dries. And as it's solid to the hard piece, you can just use a little knife with a little pressure to push it off. And the spike will stay, but the flash will be gone. There we go. There. I'm gonna go grab the camera and then we're on to the head. Secret streamer tip number 2. While streaming, have airflow. If not, stream in the winter, where you can put your camera in your window and it will cool. Not recommended, especially if it's super hot, because you might end up getting condensation inside the camera body. So make sure it has ways for it to breathe, or if you're very tech savvy, you can just take the camera apart, drill holes in the plastic case, put it back together, and you won't have to worry about overheating, because you'll have airflow. I gotta turn that off. There. Got the camera back. Let me turn it back on for you. Oh. There we go. We're back and up and running. There we go. Okie dokie. Like I said, we're now onto the head. So let's get right onto that. Got the helmet here. Put them to the side. So we got the helmet, pieces of the helmet. There we go. Pieces of the helmet. And on to the head. Hair. Face. So it looks like they share the same face, just the hair is different. So head. Look for 10A. This one says A. And 8B. It says D. D is nuts, got them. You don't really go anywhere. C. A. This brick goes into the back of the helmet. Guessing this is. No. Doesn't seem right. C. I need B. Where the fuck is B? That's D. That's A. Well, there's B. Boom. We'll just see what we have left over. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Boop. And boop. Clean that off. Clean around where the plug is. Up. The next box set I would like to get is the Winter US Starter Force. But I want to see what new army starter box comes out for them when the codex comes out, or the army book, because either they're going to be doing a new basic infantry box, or they're going to be doing like Marines or something, like so, or even airborne. They might do a new airborne box because they have those new airborne infantry. We'll see. If they redo the infantry box, then they'll do our infantry. Yeah, if they do the normal on-land infantry, not the naval marine guys, I'll pick up that box. I'd say I don't have any issue with the winter one, and I would, because I'd like to make a winter army to replace the German army I sold. But I don't, the 2 tanks that come with it, I already have a bunch of. I don't need more. And they're a huge part of the cost. Anywho. First world problems, am I right? Okay, so you allegedly go in like that, and you allegedly go in like that. Okay, I see. And you act as a filler for both. That's why you don't have a number or a letter on you. That, or I don't know. Oh, you go on the leg. Oh shit. The fuck? Why is the piece that goes in the leg in with the hair? I don't know. But, yeah, I'll give a warning. This piece here is supposed to go like that. Goes in there like that. So, the more you know. Anywho. Glue that on. Hopefully y'all are relaxing. Maybe working on your own models. Playing a game. What have you. Here this goes in. Just like that, because helmet time. Clean this off. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Goes in like that. And this goes on top, like so. It just sits on top, and there is a hollow point on the inside there. Sick. I might cut off these parts though. There we go. Blocking his eyes too much for my taste. There we go. That down. Boop. Aha, just a little bit of goofy juice. bit of goofy juice to hold it down. Last but not least, goes on there. Now this might cause a problem, but his head is big enough that it might just solve its own problem. Which I think it did. Oh yeah, it clears perfectly. It's like he's about to backhand somebody with the shield. So, sick. There he is. Our boy. The leader of the Nord-Greek alliance. I'm gonna have to accelerator spray his head. No, I didn't think I need to. There we go. Boom. Boom, boom. Can I trick this arm? Can I get a bite out of that ass? Oh, I think I know what I must do. I use this trick on the fox, and I think it will work. Put my super glue away. It will work on this. Now, this stuff I would use with a glove, especially if you don't have the tools to move the glue around. This is E6000 Bondo abrasive Absolve, whatever. This shit will glue your butthole together in 2 business days. It is a super thick adhesive, that's the word I was thinking of, that once it seals after about 2 days, with 1 day being the minimum amount you need, it will be rock hard. It attaches to anything. You can use it to do little cool things like icicles and snot. Or again, you can use it like I'm using it, as a gap filler. You get this at gas stations and stuff, or dollar stores. It's very, very handy to have, especially if you do, say, bugs and tyranids, or things that are, you know, icicles and stuff. But, oh. Yes. There we go. So when it dries up in here, you can kind of see where it's glossy there. It's hard to see, but it's like right there. Once it dries, that will be solid. And if it's bumpy and it's more exposed, you could go in with a filing tool and file it down. Again, mask, or green stuff and smooth it out that way. We have a gap in the shoulder. Same idea. Just get it in there. I wonder. I don't think it'll do anything, but you never know. Science. In the name of science, it is holding there. So, yeah, when that dries fully, the gaps will be gone. And then when I prime it, it will be solid. But yeah, that's our custom boyo. Super happy with that. I'm gonna put a bunch of magnets on this guy. I have to put a big magnet on him. Or a shit ton of those tiny magnets. Probably a shit ton of those tiny magnets. And it's gonna be more to put them on the carrying tray than it will be on the actual hold them down on his square base. Get back here. Boop. There we go. Now I put these tools away because the next models we're going to be working on are all plastic. So there we go. And don't worry about the mess because I'm going to vacuum it all up anyways, have a little hand vacuum. So when I go take a break, get some water, I'll vacuum it up, and when we come back, we'll have nights and stuff to work on. So yeah. I'm gonna go clean up here. I'll post a picture of this guy on my Twitter. I might as well just do it now. Take the photo and post them, and then when we come back, we will work on those nights. There we go. There. Things, photos. Go. There you go. Okay. And that's been posted to my Twitter, so take a look on there. But for now, we will be right back. We're going to go on a break, change up the music, grab the next bit of models we're going to work on, let the camera cool down. We will see you guys in a couple of minutes. We're just going to, do the thing where we turn that off. Whoop. Let you cool down. Oh, Macarena. Hoo-ha, hee-hee-ha. Okay, I'm back. Took a little longer than I thought. Couldn't find the instruction manual. But back we are. Camera, capture card, boom. Yeah. Let her reset the exposure. Let there be light. Oh, whoa. Get in the fucking mech, Shinji. So, this is from the 2-player starter set, the Nords versus City State. We are going to be building the hoplites. Now, so it looks like one has the spear and shield, the other ones just have the spears. I'm guessing the one with the just the spears is which is light, and then the ones with the shields are medium. That just means basically it's unit type. Just like how Bolt Action has Veteran C and things like Paratrooper now and Engineer. Conquest has light, medium, brute, monster, things like that. So we're going to take a look at the rules here quickly. I will tell you guys what they are. Actually, I'm on the computer. Why don't I just pull it up for you guys? Turn off the camera. Give me a second. Whoop. We're just going to bring up the... I'm going to pull up the Conquest website here, and we will see the we'll see the list builder here. Give me 1 moment. I'm doing it. I am just pulling it up right now. Right meow. Army Builder. Army Builder is free off their website. Rules can be slightly different depending on if you're playing First Blood in Last Argument, so keep it up. Do be wary of that. Build them based on what your primary game is going to be. For the most part, if they're a multi-part kit, they're similar enough. It doesn't matter how you build them. Just build them how you think they like, how cool they look. But if I'm spending my time building these things, I want to know what way I'm building them. So we're gonna browse faction. You can just see what is what. I'm gonna bring up the city states, view faction. There we go. If we go view faction, it'll show all of the things. You don't have to build an army list and know what's what. Anywho, let's see. Can I do this? Where is my? Is it this? Oh, there we go. Zoom it. Zoom it. There we go. Now you may have noticed that there's QR code little thingy at the top. If you have the app, all the cards which is a cool thing, unlike Games Workshop, right here, unlike Workshop, how the game works is they use cards, and that kind of determines who goes in what order. But on the cards, there's QR codes, which scans to the lists of the units here. Now you can download PDFs of the rules for these models. So say if you don't have a sturdy internet, or you're like me where it's hard for you to read screens unless there's a very special screen, you can print out the stats and have physical paper stuff, and just write on the paper with updates to it. And when they first started, they did release physical books for a hot second to celebrate their anniversary of something. But anyways, you get this. This is how you make your lists, how you get your rules. And the last guy we just worked on was this dude here. So he has a bunch of stuff. Then say if you want to know what a special rule is, like what is tenacious? Boom. And then boom. The other cool thing is, say, we can close this. Say we buy a polemark, and you're building a list. You're building an army. We'll just do it actually. Let's go home, prepare for war, city states, whatever, name it, Google. Go to war. Say you choose a polemark, and we're just actually, just build this so it goes away. There you go. Make him warlord. Boom. Okay. So say you make him with an item. The one that I always like to use, because the way I play my army, you can combo this. You take that, and it'll say here it suffers 1 to the minus to its attack characteristics, but it has +1 to its clash. So you're basically, to have a more clear mind and focus, you're not getting as many dice to roll, but you're getting better to hit, and you get a cleave 4. Now, how this should work is, if you look at his sheet, at least on the app, it does this on the app. I don't know if it does it on here. Let's just remove this for a second, just to see what happens. There we go. So see, okay, so yeah. So see how his clash here is 3, and his attacks are 6. This is him base. He has a spear and a shield. Now, if I go and buy him that blade, and I accept, his clash is now 4, and his attacks are 5. So the game, the app is a lot better for this. On the app too, it would say around here with special rules, cleave 4. And say if you're building this, you accidentally close the app, it does have an autosave feature. You can just, you'll be like, hey, do you want to continue where you were? You just say yes. And that is the coolest part about this app. It will, if things give you special rules, gives you spells, it'll change things that add +1 to your stats. When you save the army, it'll automatically do it to the stats here. and you can then print out your army with those updates on the stat sheets, and it'll tell you what warrior you bought and stuff. So just kind of wanted to talk about that side of things, because that will also kind of affect what you can take, what you want to take. Because if we're looking at we can make either the phalangites or the hoplites, which are right here. So we can see that the phalangites are a little more, but the hoplites with the shields are cheaper. They're both medium, so that means they're both, you know, basic infantry. But let's see, why is the phalangites more? So they have a movement of 5 inches. They have a range attack of 1, so they need a 1 to hit. In this game, a lower is better. So if you a nat 1 is basically a nat 6, or like a nat 1 is a nat 20 in this game. Clash, their melee attack, what you need to hit is 3. They get 5 attacks per stand, so that's for 4 dudes on the thing. 4 wounds, that's the usual average unless you're dwarfs. Their morale is 3, their defense of 2, but they have shields. They don't have shields, so they're just a defense of 2. But they have support of 3, which means for every model in the back row, they have 3 attacks added to what you're swinging at. They have pike formation. Enemy regiment suffers -3 to their impact. So this is really good for, say, if a lot of people play 100 Kingdoms, or if they play orcs with mounts. This will basically stop or force 100 Kingdom players to go somewhere else. You can use these guys as a spiky roadblock, which is good and cool. They don't get that though if you're hitting them in the sides though. But phalanx, okay, so instead of having a shield, they have this. So their resolve would go up to 4, and their defense would go up to 3. If you're attacking from the front, so as if they had shield. They cannot perform the inspire action though. The regiment charge distance is always a march value of +3. Cannot occupy garrison terrain. Character stands in the regiment do not benefit from the special rule. So they get a +3, so 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an 8 to their movement when they charge. So you don't roll; it's just 8 flat. Okay, so I can see why. Pike formation. What's this? Oh, and if they charge you from the front, they don't get inspired and they don't get shocked. Okay, I see why they're 50 points more. It's because you basically cancel 100 Kingdom players using these guys. Okay. It kind of sucks that they don't get, they can't be inspired. But Clash 3 is nothing to but blink your eye at. That's average for what's what. So now let's take a look at the hoplites, the guys with the shields. They're 130 points. Their support of 2 instead of 3. They have phalanx also. So their defense characteristics is 1 point higher against all hits from the front. And they cannot also inspire, so that kind of sucks. But again, they treat marching. So their defense would be 4, and their resolve would be 3 if you charge them in the front. So you're basically paying for the resolve and the canceling. So it really depends on what you play against. If you want a nice rounded, just good roadblock, probably take the hoplites, especially if you want to use them for combat. Oh, they have a clash at 2. There you go, that's why. So if you want cheap block, use the hoplites. If you want good anti 100 Kingdoms or elites, take the phalangites. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them as phalangites. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build them as phalangites. Or both. Actually, I might just build them as both. Build a couple people's shields and maybe build the sergeants with shields. And then have the rest be without without shields. Okay, I understand what I'm doing now. So let's get back to the camera and we will build some models. We're getting back to the camera. So this is Crimbus. And what have you done? Okay. So it wants us to start with the leader. So we have our leader sprue. And it wants body number 1. So 4, 4, 4, 1. So we will be using this sprue for a bit. Go down there. Okay, these are the sprues that we need. Kind of bump my camera away. There we go. Oh, bump it again. Humpty hump. Do the humpty hump. Anyways. I'm trying my best to make my camera angles good. But you do what you can. I need my good clippers now and knife. Good clippers. Now, I have such a backlog. I made a promise with my conquest, and I did kind of keep to it for a bit, but I made a promise with my conquest that I wouldn't buy any more models until I painted the last batch. And then where I work, things started getting busy, doing other jobs, a lot of things with the hands that they rush me with, and with other things it kind of made it so I can't use certain stuff to help, like arm compresses and stuff. So there'd be some weeks where, especially with Christmas rush and constant boxing and building and stuff, it was just, my hands were dead when I got home and I couldn't do any manual things without risking, if not giving me short-term carpal tunnel. So I have a lot of stuff that either I got as a gift or it was on sale for Black Friday. That was a box set. I've just been sitting here and waiting for me to build it. Now, that's not to say I'm against playing with unpainted models. I am fully aware that we're all adults, at least the people I choose to play with, and we don't have a lot of time. So as long as the model's built and you can clearly tell what unit it's a part of, I don't care how far along it's painted. Though I will say there is something with playing with fully painted armies, and I do have a fully painted 2,000 point army to play with. These are just add-ons to make it if I want to go a different way with my army, to like kind of like a sideboard, or if I want to go pure, you know, city-states instead of my weird hodgepodge of Norn and humans. So you need number 1. Number 1. A lot of these, even the kits, if you buy these separately, will not come with an instruction manual. It might come with a little sheet, like a little quick sheet. But a lot of the times, these models are greatly, unlike Games Workshop again, all the parts you need for the body are usually together in one spot, or they're so universal that you can use any bit on any bit. And these ones where it's like body parts where the legs are separate and stuff, somewhere on the body it will be molded in there, 1 or A, or you know, a pip, things like that. So we have 1. Capes. You can also build these, for the most part you can build most of their models without capes, unless they're heroes and stuff, which then they have the capes be a part of the body, and that's why it's hollow. But for the most part you can build these without the capes on. Where's it? That's 2. So as you can kind of see, this cape has like the 2 engraved in it, whereas this has like the 2 embroidered on or raised in it. 3, 2, 3. I need the other leg for 1. Where is it? Unless it's on the body already. on here. Of course, the head and helmets, if you built any other infantry for city-states, the heads basically are the exact same. Where's the leg for number 1? Oh, it might actually, yeah, it's on the body. There you go. Found it. And it wants 9, 8, which is 1 and 1. Now, where's the 1? There's the 1. This is for the cape. Again, capes are optional. This is the leader of the unit. I will build capes. Now, I'll build this stand normal, and then I will be building these a little later on by myself, where I can have all the bits spread out and have my, you know, extra stuff around and about to, you know, kit bash, make them more Nordy. Go in here, clean up the mold lines. These are plastic, so they do definitely have mold lines. That's just the unfortunate bit with plastic models. They will have mold lines. Just the better your production and placement, the lesser they are, easier they are to clean up. Or you could be smart like Creature Caster, or a couple of models I've built from Conquest that the pieces that overlap cover mold lines. So yeah. There you go. There you go. We have our first victim of the night. I gotta go into, where's it? There we go. Found it. Hang on, Andrew. There you go. Boom. There you go. Dealt with that. Alright. Next off we need, got all that stuff built, so now we can glue it. The glue I like to use, if I can find it, in this pile of shame. Pile o mess. I do like to use plastic glue when usable. Where is my plastic glue? That is the question. There it is. It's behind the mug. Oh, the music has audio. I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I hearing people? It's because it has audio. Hey. There we go. Back to the Hawk Tua. Sometimes its leg needs to be cleaned up a bit here. Boop. Now this is the Tamiya regular plastic glue. Now I know everybody goes crazy for the thin super glue or the thin plastic glue because it can get into cracks and stuff, but I like the normal plastic glue. You need a lot less. There you go. I don't know why they did it this way, but no. They made their choice when they made this model. But let's get a base. Get there. And then his cape. So yeah, so they are fully designed in the back, so you don't need to add capes if you don't want to. I think I won't. I think I'll save the cape for the commander of the unit. Now I did all the capes on the Ijima because the difference between the Ijima and the their light version is capes and helmets. So I did them with the capes because I made the Ijima, and that's like their elite infantry. Whereas these are supposed to be like their basic infantry. So I'll do it without that. Alright, so for the head. Shields. And again, the heads are very much so made in a way that they are easy to figure out which part goes with what. This little head part here has a little socket, whereas the other one has a little rounded part in it. So you can't get the face masks wrong, unless you try. But then you have a different goal in mind than what I am doing, so go off. Okay, clean up. Clean up. There we go. Helmet done. There we go. Head. Arm. Oh boy, these are so nice shields. There's just a little ball socket that goes in the arm that's already molded with it on. Every other shield I have made from this army or game has been a pain in the ass to glue the shield on, and they don't even naturally fit. So try. I could have glued it to the knee also. Yeah, double point of contact. But again, I'm not a smart person. go. And what arm do we use? 5. Spears also do have numbers on them too, so if you do have the instruction sheet, you can actually find the arms. You're basically finding an arm that only has one hand on it. Found 5. Now these arms are a little thicker than, say, like 100 Kingdoms, because they have Robotech on their arms. So, do keep an eye out on that if you want to convert. These do have spiky bits on the spears that will actually pierce you, so careful on that. Yeah. Glue his arm on. A little bit on the spear because the spear is going to be sitting on the shield. Would have been nice if the shield had dried into place, but it did not. Now also, when you build these guys, do be aware that there will be other dudes behind them. So kind of build your guys accordingly. Let's zoom in on this guy for you. So build them accordingly. You know, have like half your dudes with spears down for the front, the other half pointed up or to the side for the back. But we have our unit sergeant. Now I'm going to build another one of these just in case I want to have 2 separate units of 3 for point cost reasons, or you know, I could just put the 2 units together and have a big blob, which that's how I normally see people run these. They run them in big blobs of 6 bases or more, so because they are dirt cheap for what they do compared to where the Ejima are have less of those cool stopping you from doing thing rules, but they're like 200 points. So anyways, with that, it is Christmas Eve. It is Christmas. I am probably going to go. It's been 2 hours. I built the main guy I wanted to build with you guys on stream, told you about what's been going on. So with that, I'm going to go be in my more natural habitat, not surrounded by wires, go play with the cat, and get out the extra bits to bash some more spear guys. And with that, we will see you guys in the next stream or the next YouTube video, most likely. Again, if you want to see me building models, see these models done being built or painted, check out my Twitter, which is down below. Or if you want to see videos where I review stuff, play games, do other little things like that, check out my YouTube channel, again, also down below. And we will see you guys next time. Please stay around for us to go raid somebody. Be greatly appreciated. Somebody who's way better than I am at this whole streaming gig. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will hopefully see you in the new year. Merry Christmas!
Conceptually, like I read Betrayer, I'm definitely conceptually there